Is social work worth it in 2026? You might be wondering, is this degree actually worth it? Is this simply a burnout degree? I see this profession growing over the next several years. Long story short, the answer is hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cynthia and I'm a licensed clinical social worker in the state of Maryland, going on 8 years, and I've done different things from being a clinical supervisor to being school-based to working outpatient. I've done an array of things, and I see one of the benefits I see in the field of social work is that there is no shortage of jobs. And so you might be wondering, with all this talk about social work not being considered a professional career and having a certain cap with how much loans you can take out in grad school for this line of work, this field, is it actually worth it? I want to tell you yes, because there are so many opportunities. There have been times where I didn't even apply for jobs and I was presented with opportunities. Recruiters reach out. There's always an opportunity for a social worker, and I really love that with social work, it is so vast. Your skills are so transferable that you can literally work in any setting, really, not just a burnout degree. Yes, there is burnout, right? Yes, you might experience low pay depending on where you work, but there is money in social work, right? I've done a video before where I talked about myths about social work that I'm going to link in this video so that you can check out, because there are different things that people say about social work that simply just isn't true on a large scale. And so yes, social work is still worth it in 2026. I want to just read some things that I found as I was researching. Listen, there are over 60,000 job openings a year in the US for social workers. If that doesn't tell you that this is a growing field, then I don't know what else. If you're looking for job security, social work is the field. Obviously, no one knows tomorrow. Jesus could literally come back tomorrow. I literally mean that. We don't know, right? But as of right now, as of today, as of what we know, that this is a growing field, right? There is a demand that is rising. You hear about these large platforms like BetterHelp and Positive Psychology Today, and just all of these places that are looking, so many large social work, mental health, therapy platforms that are looking to employ social workers and licensed therapists, right? There is a mental health crisis, whether we want to agree with it or not. There is an ongoing mental health crisis, and the answer is Jesus. I believe that with my whole heart. The answer is Jesus. I also believe that Jesus has equipped people to, I'm sorry, there's a bee outside of my tour. I believe that God has equipped people to be able to go into the world, right? To be his hands and feet, to minister to people, to minister healing. And social work is a method of healing, right? And so, you know, there's so much. There's substance use, there's families that are being torn apart, there's homelessness. I mean, social workers are needed. One of the things that I saw when I was looking online about like things for this video is it says that you won't likely get rich. It just depends, and I really just don't want to speak on a general scale and say every social worker is going to be a millionaire. That's not what I'm saying, right? Yes, the median salary is not like 100K, right? But there are opportunities. If you want to become more of an entrepreneurial social worker, there are ways you can leverage that so that you can earn more money, right? I want to talk about, even just when it comes to the degree, is getting a BSW worth it? Is getting an MSW worth it? I don't know about a BSW per se, because I did not get a BSW. I actually got my bachelor's in psychology and I got my master's in social work. But if you get a bachelor's in psychology, from my understanding, you get a lot of entry level jobs. For those of you who have a BSW, please correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe confirm in the comment section down below, but you get a lot of entry-level jobs. You're not going to be allotted oftentimes opportunities to get higher pay, to step into leadership, right? And so with getting a master's, yes, you have to take out loans, or hopefully not, right? Maybe you get a scholarship or a grant, but with getting a master's, it opens the door for you to become a clinical social worker, right? If you want to open up your own practice, you're going to need a master's in social work. You're going to need to become a clinical social worker to do such thing, right? You get more opportunities to get more money having your master's. You're going to have opportunities, like I said, to open up your own private practice if you want to. And like I said, leadership roles. And so it really just depends on your specific career path. You might be wondering, well, what is the return on my investment? How do I know that I'm going to receive a return for my investment if I go into social work? It really just depends on your career path. I'll be honest with you. There are certain career paths in social work that it might not be worth getting a degree for. I'll be honest with you, right? Like, for example, and I don't know a lot about this, but my assumption is you don't need a master's degree to be a caseworker, right? There's one of my supervisees that I'm working with, she came from a state where you didn't even need a degree to do therapy, right? So it really just depends on where you're at. If you live in a state that requires you to have a degree, to have certain things in place, then yes, I would say that there would be a return on your investment. It also depends on how much your tuition is, right? If you go to this super expensive school and then you end up getting a job that isn't paying even half of what your degree was worth, then I would say I'm not really sure if you're going to receive a return on your investment financially. Now, if you're not going into the field of social work and you care more about the people, you care more about the work, then absolutely you will receive a return on your investment, because the heart of social work is caring for people that are broken and wounded and really helping them to get to this level of stabilization where they no longer need someone to help them get things done, right? And so I would say that people still choose social work because it is meaningful. Like I said, if you have empathy, if you're very empathetic, you care about people, you care about bringing people from, a dark place in life and really helping them to see the light of day, to really helping to empower them, then yes, people are still choosing it. It's worth it. There are an array of places that you can work as a social worker. I know people who work in hospitals. I've heard of people that work for the Veterans Affairs, right? The federal government, people that work in the military, right? School system. So like I said, it really just goes back to my initial point of you're not going to struggle looking for a job. There's so much you can do in social work. You might even be listening to me and saying, well, I hear you, Cynthia. All of those things you mentioned are direct care. I don't necessarily want to practice directly with people. I want to do something more on a macro level, advocacy, organizational level, things like that. You can totally do that. That's also another added benefit, is that you don't have to sit down and do therapy with someone if you don't want to. You can do other things in social work, right? I will talk a little bit more just about, if you want high income, like a get rich quick type thing, social work is probably not going to be for you, right? I haven't come across anyone who started out at an entry-level job and they were making hundreds of thousands of dollars on end. I personally don't. You might, but I don't. So if you're looking for that, this might not be for you. If you are not the type of person who can handle high stress, this ain't gonna be for you, because it is a lot of work. You are carrying a lot of emotional baggage, or let me say, you're taking in a lot of emotional baggage and stuff from your clients. And so if you really have a hard time managing your own stress, I would not recommend this for you. So know yourself well, know what you can handle, know your capacity, right? If you can handle stress, absolutely, this is for you. If you care about social issues, social justice, absolutely, this is for you. If you care about meaningful work over money, then this is for you, right? And so if you want purpose over profit, then this might be one of the best careers for you. You can still make money. You can start a business. You can leverage your business and make money in the field. But I really just want to speak to the fact that this is still worth it, guys. I know there's a lot of uncertainty in the world, but social work is a field that I don't see going anywhere anytime soon. As long as there is mental health, as long as there are crises in the world, you're still going to need social workers. You're still going to need people in the field to help people, right? And so I believe that this is an arm or a method in which Jesus can be glorified in the earth. Is social work still worth it for you? Or are you like, actually, at this point, I don't think this is the field for me? Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up. All the YouTube things, y'all know. Come on now. Come on. But I'm really excited. There's tons of content still coming out. And so, yeah, just stay tuned.